Hello YouTube, I'm here with
Austin Summers.
Austin Summers.
Yes.
Sounds familiar. Are you like a buddy fight world champion or something?
Of a once legendary game, yes.
Holy
many years ago. Yeah.
All right, what are you doing here today?
Trying to find a new passion in life.
New passion in
Trying
life.
to find a new inspiration in card games and playing Flesh and Blood.
Playing Flesh and Blood?
Yes.
All right. What are you playing tonight?
I was playing Dromai.
Okay, show me what's up.
Yeah, this is Dromai. Typical stuff, equipment. So I go Crown and Arcanite Skullcap in there. Crown's pretty much always the go-to. I use Arcanite for just matches where I need breakpoints. So specifically Phi, Katsu, and some usually I think Icelander as well. It has Arcane Barrier 3 occasionally, but either one. None of you have gone more towards that Michael Hamilton list. It's quite nice. Furnish, the standard Furnish stuff makes your Ash go bird. Silken, Ghostly, Nullrune for Viscerai, and then Ghostly for Guardians.
Do you bring in Nullrune for Briar?
Not for Briar. So you're usually more focused on Go Again, Cheerios, big damage. So
Okay.
I'd rather just have a Silken, just kind of hit those breakpoints with the blue in 3 blocks. And then I have Footsteps and Mage Master. So Footsteps is actually it's decent, solid against the whole dash plan. But I actually really use it for Rhinar and for Bravo. Usually, unlike Oldhim, who can kind of fatigue you out and you want Mage Master boots to go into a Passing Mirage, Bravo and Rhinar, they're not going to do that. So you need to go again off a Doombreaker, Senpai, Footsteps, take out 2 cards from their hand. Or they just take the 5 because they see, oh, there's a Footsteps, why would I block this?
So you have a Phantasm plan against Rhinar then?
Against Rhinar and against Oldhim or Bravo as well. But you mainly really need it for Rhinar, especially Rhinar's game a bit more popular these days, you know?
Okay.
So, Dragons, 1 of each, legendary.
Holy crap, this guy is blinged out.
Big monies, big dragons. So, I mean, play 1 of each, all standard. Best one, second best, all need for Guardian, and then good against Wizard. Against Icelander, if you pop it out, can't really deal. So, it's a good card. Good card's good. 3 Dromai, 3 Azalfai. Standard stuff. Not reinventing the wheel here. 3 Enderai, and 3 Carloria. And then 3 Miragai for 1 cost. Again, standard stuff.
Of the 0 cost and 1 cost, which ones are the best most frequently?
So typically you want to arsenal the Miragai, and usually Dromai is going to be a game ender against Guardians. You hold Miragai for either a Kyloria play or a Vincerikai play, and really it's just trying to set up board states that your opponent can't really deal with. And so that's where he usually comes in handy. Plus he has 4 health. And then of course, Azalfai for mirror match and such, or Guardians to try and burn them out at the end there. But yeah, definitely Miragai, Dromai, top. And then Kyloria is pretty up there for 1 cost as well. 3 Necria.
Wow, 3 Necria, okay.
Yeah. Really good action generation. Usually it's not ran at 3 in the more aggro build, but I think the 7 is really strong on defense. Usually it's not going to get attacked. If it doesn't get popped, it's just going to sit there for quite a while. If they do attack it, that's 2 Ash immediately. 1 to 2 Ash. So I play a high blue count anyways for Viscerai and for some of the other cards in this deck. So 3 has an auto clue, it just feels right. And then 3 Vincerikai, of course, as well. The new hotness. Everyone used to hate on the homeboy, but he is super good, especially the Miragai. Your opponent's gonna have to give you 2 cards out of hand, or just take 6 to 9 for no reason. So very good card that puts people in an awkward board state position to deal with. 1 Uvia, really just for the mirror. Sometimes against Guardians, if they're going more of a Frosty Hammer plan against you, you know, it's nice. Just kind of put it out, make them deal with it. If not, you're going to have a bunch of 1/1s for late game. And It's just a one of, so you can always pitch stack it. 3 block, worst case scenario. 2 Dromai. I was playing 3, but I had to make a little room because I played so much equipment that I had to go down to 2 Dromai just to fit in like a sand cover, which I'll show in a little bit later. But the 2 works. You already have a really good Ice Center matchup, so it shouldn't be as bad. And of course, you can always bring in Remembrance to put it back in those matchups as well.
Okay.
Again, back to standard stuff. 3 Sweep and Blow,
So
self-explanatory.
are you playing? You're playing every single dragon except you're just not maxing out on Dromai and Uvia, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Uvia just, it's more situational. Early game, it doesn't really do as much. You need to have a lot of Ash build up. So 1 is fine, maybe 2 if you really want to win that mirror match. And then Dromai, a lot of people do 3. I think 3 is really nice. It's just, I feel very confident in the Icelander matchup.
Okay, because you play the high blue count.
I played a high blue count as well,
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha.
So high blue count plus Arcane Barrier plus Dromai's, I'll be in a really good position.
All right.
So 3 Sweep and Blow, 3 Rakes, standard stuff. Rake is super good. I usually want to hit this with 2 dragons, just create a 5 dragon board state that your opponent can't deal with.
Do you play this in every matchup?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. I thought about taking it out against Fi, but I have a different game plan against Fi now. That I don't need to just remove my 2 blocks, and I think Rake is just such a staple. 3 dragons for 1, it's 3 health basically, and 3 attacks. So,
Sounds good.
yeah, I'll redirect target. Super good card. 2 dust up. I was playing 3, but I need to again make room. All the equipment hard to make fit some cards in here, but really just good for 0 for 4. People usually want to block this because they want to give you that Ash. It's nice to like play this, have a red in hand, and say, okay, well either I'm going to get an Arsenal or I'm going to get the Ash, because I have 0 Ash, right? Coming for 4. Okay, well I'm either going to get an Ash off Furnace or you're just going to give it to me right on hit, and usually maybe they'll end up blocking this out, just not give you that Ash. You end up furnacing it anyways, and like, oh well, just lost 2 cards. Good stuff, right? So force blocks. So this is my right here is
a
my
little aggro package
little
and
aggro
some
package.
non-foils.
Yes. Not a old school Prism player. I started playing only about April, so
Only about April.
Yeah, only about April.
How did you do today?
5-1-1. 5-1-1.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We got the tie against Oldham, but I checked his hand after. I would have won. So almost there. It's close, but no cigar.
What place did you end up?
16.
16th
That,
at the
those-
Battle Hardened. Okay,
those
okay.
Those ties really bring it down. But
Yeah.
still good. So I went with this package. This was something that I decided a few weeks ago after playtesting that there's just so many matchups where you're taking out D-reacts, or D-reacts can be dead. Oldham, usually they're either going to go super aggro, and you only really need the 3 sand covers because they're not going to have Crippling Crush. And then against Viscerai, I usually take those out, just have a bigger blue count. Same for Icelander, you don't need them. Kano, you don't need them. The mirror match, they're really bad in the mirror match because you'll end up with brick hands. So it's just like I cut the D-reacts, I'm going with the aggro. Obviously, it hurts against like Briar, but Briar's fallen out in playability, like favorability. People don't like it as much. And then against Dory, it's nice to have the D-reacts, but you know, I really just enjoy this aggro for when you do the Mage Master Tome, which I'll show in a second. But it's a Mage Master Tome play that just gets you so much advantage, and I always hated drawing D-reacts at that moment, and then my tempo of going aggro becomes nothing, and I just lose. So
Okay, interesting.
So, and again, it's really good into Rhinar as well. Solid into Bravo occasionally, depending on how their hands are turning out, just to try and gain tempo and make them lose 2 cards out of the turn, or they just start taking 5s. So always enjoy that. And then, of course, 3 burn them all right here.
Burn them all.
Don't look at the non-cold foil ones. They're around here somewhere. Yeah, I mean, this card's just, again, it's a card that you need for Guardian when they're trying to fatigue you, and it's really good as just an overall go again. I only ever take it out against Wizard because you're never going to have
It also blocks for 3 in most matchups.
3 blocks, red, yeah, can't go wrong, you know? Cannot go wrong. Going in the blues. So we have Passing Mirage at 3. It's a classic. I tried 2. I wanted to do 2 because I did, again, the 2 block and a 5 was sad, but it's just too good into Guardian. So you really didn't need that 3.
Would you say this deck is favorable versus Guardian, or do you think like Oldhim and Bravo are hard?
So for Oldhim, it's pretty in your favor. You just have to worry about getting timed, and you have to know how to play the matchup, and then worry about a few like delicate nuances here and there. A few nuances in the Guardian matchup, but usually you should be winning Oldhims if you know how to play the matchup. Bravo can be potentially high rolly depending if they just see the sauce. If they just have crippling crush, you die. Congrats. But if they don't see super sauce on hits, then ideally you set up a board state that they cannot deal with, and it's going to end up being a Mirage guy with a Kai, passing Mirage, and should be good from there. But yeah, I found Bravo to be a little bit difficult. Usually that's when the D-reacts do come in handy, but Bravo's a little bit less played. So I was fine.
I got owned by like 4 Bravos at Nationals weekend, man.
Oh yeah?
Oh.
Not the Bravo. Don't bring him out. Let him stay. Have him play with him. Better deck, right?
Yeah.
2 Ember Mom. Just a 6 blue. Super on rate for a blue. Hits for only costs 2, so that's just an easy furnace pitch. And it works for the footsteps plan when I'm going against Rhinar, and I'm like, here's 6. Just take 6. And they're not going to block it because you pitch a blue for 6. And you just pay 1 for footsteps, and they lose 2 cards. Like, it's not worth it. So,
really efficient.
Yeah. And always a blue. 2 this round's on me because I hate Fi. Yeah. Fi is the devil. He's the devil man himself, trying to uprise and take away all my shining dragons. So I play the 2. This round's on me. I don't play 3. My choices for 2s are okay. I don't want to see them in every single hand, but I do want to see them in every like 5 hands, right?
Yeah.
Every 4 to 5 hands. So I only run the 2. It's only really 4 or 5, but I mean at the end of the day it is a blue, so it is good for Icelander plan. It is good for Kano. Kano's not as played, but you never know. You never know, man. Arizona. And it is a blue pitch, and it is a block 3 at the end of the day. So, and it can be an Ash starter. It's nice if you draw this opening hand going first. You just pitch, make an Ash, swing for 5. Your opponent's not going to take 5 to keep it 5 per hand. I mean, they might. It could be super gas, but then all their attacks are -1 anyway. So, super good on that regard. And then 2 Billing Mirage for the mirror. Mirror, I never really play at all this week. Not too many Dromais, but
it feels like a lot of the Dromai players kind of stopped playing Dromai because Fi is so popular. I didn't play against a single Dromai this weekend either, so it's really impressive that you did really well this weekend in this hostile meta.
It is. I did play against Fi round 1 as well, and I did win that matchup.
Man.
So I feel pretty confident in the Fi matchup. Not like I'm going to win every single time, but I have enough sideboard options to like hedge in my favor. Okay, at least it's 50-50, 40-60. Not just like the auto loss that usually feels like.
Which blues are in your main?
So I actually end up playing all of these.
Even this round's on me?
Even this round's on me.
I guess it does block 3, right?
It does block 3. And like I said, the side options I'm going to show you, there isn't too much wiggle room, but depending on the matchups, so I may take it out for a sand covered if I need sand covered in those matchups.
So this round's on me is just more of like what I found was just a really flexible sideboard card that you can kind of main.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a flexible sideboard card that I can put in the main board because I need to have some sort of space. And at the end of the day, it is a 3 block, it's a blue, and its effect isn't terrible. Unless you're playing against decks that don't really attack too much. But they're not. If you're playing against a deck that's not attacking too much, you're probably winning anyways because you're Dromai. And Dromai just puts out 9 dragons, and you can't do more than 4 attacks.
Yeah, you're also just pitch it in Icelander, I assume, so that's
exactly.
It doesn't need to do anything.
Is blue pitch also in Viscerai as well? And
true.
Yeah, so same idea, just kind of a block.
All right, are we getting to the side now?
We are moving on to the side, yes sir. Side, kind of. So different packages depending on who you're playing against. So this is the first one right here.
You always play these 2 together?
Well, yeah. Sigil's almost always on the board, actually. Sigil, almost always on the board. Boom. I only take it out against Fi or any other decks that have on hits.
Okay, that makes sense.
Just because, yeah, you're going to... I will play it into Guardians, but mainly for 5 that have the breakpoints, or Katsu, you know, have the breakpoints. You want to, okay, I can't play a 3, but sometimes I do wish I have it. So maybe I might reconsider that. But that's kind of what I do for now. So this is Tome.
3 tomes, that's a lot.
Yeah, it works because you have Dromai. It was inspired by
Tark?
I forget the name. Tark is one of them.
Jamie.
Jamie Faulkner as well. Jamie Faulkner got me. I was like, I was looking at deck lists. I was like, that. I saw it and I was like, yeah, it makes 100% sense. Like, yeah, obvious. Why didn't I think about it before?
Do you play all 3 when you are not playing Mage Master Boots? Like, for example, in your Reinhardt matchup, you said you play...
I take it all out.
You take all of them out? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So the matchups where you're playing against, like, Reinhardt Guardian that have an immense amount of poppers and you're bringing in the footsteps, aside from Oldhim, you know, you don't want to be Mage Mastering Boots these anyways, and you're not going to be playing Mage Master Boots in that matchup, so it works out. You can have Mage Master Boots for the Passing Mirage play. There is an argument to that, but it's really just for that Reinhardt. I have a Reinhardt main at locals that traumatized me, so...
Is it Jonah?
It is Jonah.
Oh, man.
Yep. Jonah the Master, the Reinhardt God. It's too much.
Shout outs to Jonah.
Shout out to
Who
Jonah.
top 8'd, right?
He did at the
Charlotte.
crawling at Charlotte, yeah. Good old Jonah and Reinhardt. But yeah, anyways, this is mainly, for people who don't know, you set up a board state, you play this, set up board state of about 3 to 4 dragons, and your opponent's not super behind because you gained about 4 to 5 life off this, and now you have 3 dragons that all are going to be absorbing about 3 damage each, roughly, 2 to 3 damage each. So you basically heal 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 in that area if they attack it. And then you also put on about like 9 damage, 10 damage, right?
What happens when they don't attack the dragons?
Oh, well then you're winning because now your dragons are just going to be free, another free 9 damage, another free 10 damage.
Okay.
So preferable, please don't attack the dragons actually. That's a big win.
You heard it here first. Don't attack the
Don't
dragons.
attack dragons. It's also nice that you hit this, and you, ideally before you play this, you want to spend your first few turns just building up Ash. Play this, and then play 0 cost, a rate, and then like a 3 cost or a 1 cost. Or you pitch a blue after this and play like 3 1 cost and a 0 cost, right?
Just spam the board.
Spam the board, exactly. And so you just try and build up enough Ash for sweeping blows.
Do you feel like you need to pitch stack in order for this to work?
So that is like the main method. I believe that's the method Jamie uses. That's usually the method people use for the D-react as well. I just find that the matchups that you're using this in are so aggressive that you won't be able to pitch stack anyways. Viscerai,
that makes sense.
Viscerai you can't. I have pitch stacked against Viscerai before. And against Phi, it's not going to happen. Usually you don't need to pitch stack for this to go off. I know Jamie, I believe he just... I've never seen him play.
Sometimes you just gotta YOLO it.
But honestly, if you just set an arsenal, eventually it's gonna pop out. You get off the Mage Master Boots once. You could pitch tag it with a Dromai, but really you don't need to. You just let it sit in arsenal for a minute or 2. Mage Master Boots, the first one will always go off, and eventually you hit a Dromai off that. But you only really need 1 to go off, and you're flying. And when you get 2 off, you're really going. So, worst case scenario, if it's sitting in arsenal, you just use Crown to get it out of here. If you've gone through like 2 or 3 Dromais already. So you really don't need to pitch stack it. But yeah, MVP card of deck for sure. Really just makes all your aggro matches not an absolute auto loss. 3, that's all you got.
Is that the secret tech?
That's the sauce. That's the sauce, baby. So it turns all of Phi's breakpoints into 3 blocks. It turns his attack for 3s and 2s. Oh, sorry. Let me try again. I got ahead of myself. Okay, so this turns all of Phi's breakpoints into 3s, right? And it turns his 3s into 2s. So if you ever have these 2 together,
oh, it's a little combo.
Yeah. But realistically, you just really want to do it for either Kadashi Phi or you want to use it for the Phoenix Flames. Because I found that when playing against Phi, there were a lot of times where if they were playing the Kadachis, they could easily just go attack, Kadachi, attack, and get the mask off every time. And when I had a Tome of Fendel in the arsenal, and I really did not want to block with hand, I couldn't just take it and then end up taking 20 damage. I'm losing. So I found that this made it so you can block, stop the mash trigger, and end up using Tome from Arsenal as well and still get the value play off. So I really like this card. I actually really only bring it in for Phi and Katsu as well. I suppose you could bring it into Briar, but usually Briar players are going to Rosetta Thorn a Dragon.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But theoretically, it could be useful against Briar. They do have 2 costs. And then they're going to whiff a Ravenous Rabble, right? So it's a maybe there. But yeah, really just for Fi. And it definitely, this card, and then Tome definitely helps get you there. 3 stand cover, because I don't play any D-reacts. I go to 3.
0 D-react. Oh, actually, besides this round's on me. Or that's all you got.
That's all you got. That's all you got. Right? But since I don't play D-reacts in the Guardians, I do need some sort of block 3, block 4, and then 2 equipment to stop an Oakenold, or block 3, block 4 to stop a crush effect.
Why did you decide to cut the DRs and just play this instead? Stand cover.
So like I was saying, I just find that the D-reacts are coming out in so many matchups anyways. And I really did not like D-reacts in Oldhim. If your opponent was trying to fatigue you, you're probably going to go to time anyways and lose. But if they were trying to fatigue you and they weren't attacking your face, I found that oftentimes the D-reacts would start clogging the bottom of the deck. They would start clogging Arsenal. And I was not a big fan of that.
So this is something that you can just play out as a starter for your dragons to get go again?
Exactly. If they're not attacking you, you can play out as a starter just to get rid of it. The ward doesn't consume the ash if they don't do any damage to you, so it's fine.
That I did not know.
Yeah, so you can just go, okay, here you go, and then attack with stuff, and then, all right, well, my ash, I don't lose any ash off that, so that's always nice. And of course, it does stop some big stuff. Also like it against Katsu as well when you're doing other combo tricks, so you don't just get mollywopped by a Razor Reflex or something very bad. But yes, very nice card. And last is the good old Guardian trio, E-Pot, Teapot, and Remembrance.
There should be a strength potion of strength.
Yeah, potion of strength right there, right? It'd be great. No, but E-Pot just have the resources for exposed elements. Teapot just to either do a very, very versatile. If you end up seeing their hand, or you feel like their hand is down to they pop 2 Chromais, right? For example. It's like, okay, they end up blocking the rest attacks out with like 1 card, and they're just keeping 1 card to like hammer out a Maragai. Like, okay, you can always. It acts as a extra card to get around some hands where they might have only 2 poppers in hand. I explained that line of thought wrong, but the idea is you stop 2 blocker hands. I did it in the Oldhim matchup where I ended up having like 6 dragons on board, 6-7 dragons. He only popped the first Dromai, and I was like, you know what? Because I got a Vinsirikai out, and he only blocked 3 on the Vinsirikai and took 6, and then he popped the Dromai, and I'm like, okay, it's a pretty good chance. If he pops the other Dromai, that's his last popper, and I can just time snap. And so, big chillin'. Also, it's nice to maybe do like you go Passing Mirage off of Mage Master Boots, attack with a Ghostly Touch, and before that you time snap Potion so you can play another Passing Mirage.
Yeah. There's a lot of flexibility.
A lot of flexibility. And then more blues if you really want to bring him in against Viscerai Icelander.
You could also play it for Toma Findle.
Exactly too. I like to bring this in for Icelander.
That makes sense.
Icelander and for...
Do you ever get blizzarded? Or does it not work on you?
I mean, it could. I've gotten Blizzard before once or twice, but usually that's just me playing like unoptimally and not really being aware of the game state. Because if you just conserve a blue in hand, you can kind of play around it, or at least have, okay, here's an attack. Okay, they're gonna Blizzard a 4 damage card. Sure, I can wait another turn and just block out some damage with a few other blues instead. So the Blizzard actually doesn't hurt too bad. It only really hurts when you're trying to go, I guess, for a game with a really big attack, and they just go, Blizzard, you have no Chromite, now you die, and they combo you to death each turn. But yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anything else? You got some tokens over there?
Oh, of course I got tokens. There we are.
Sheesh.
Oh,
Whoa.
All of them.
These are the...
All the shiny boys.
These are the Marvel ones, man.
All the shiny boys, and then the lock hopefuls as well. Yeah.
How many of these have you gotten out in a single game? On the board at once, I should say.
I've never gotten to my common ones. Let's say that. I've never gotten to the commons.
Okay.
But I have gone to usually. I think the the max I've had was against like an Icelander who couldn't deal with my Uvia, and I think I had like 12 or 11 on the board. So.
Okay, so tell me your matchups today.
So today I had round 1 was Fi. I got that using the game plan I was talking about earlier.
Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah! Wow. Oh wow! Very nice. Round 2 was against Dory. I ended up losing against Dory. I made a gamble. I had it. Usually you want to try and block out Dory early game, build up a lot of ash, swing big, and then get their life total roughly like 30, and then you start racing them by putting out a tome into a Break the Embers and 2 to 3 other dragons. At that point, all the ash wings are going to start poking for 1, and they probably are going to end up taking the big guys, killing them on their next turn, and farming dragons for 2 turns. And then hopefully, ideally, they should be at such a life deficit that they have to start guarding with cards from hand, and they lose, and they will be able to use their giant dawn blade to kill you.
Would you say that it is a good matchup or an unfavorable matchup?
I don't think it's like super favored, but I don't also think it's super unfavored. As it depends. Depends on the Dory player. Depends on your build. I do think D-reacts definitely help that matchup more. So for this build, it's a bit harder. I can't block out as easily.
There were a lot of Dory players here today.
Yeah, and there were a lot of Dory players here today as well. But I still feel pretty confident going to the matchup. I actually almost did win that match, but it was super close. It's just the game plan I had to win ended up, my Optimi revealed 1 blue instead of 3 reds. So he was 1 life. I was 1 life short of making him block with a card from hand. That would have made it so he couldn't kill me next turn, because I would have been able to full block and then just come in with Domini again. Or Optimi again. Sorry. Come with Optimi again. So that was a bummer.
Round 3.
Yeah. Round 3. Oh god.
You crushed him.
Oldhim. It was Oldhim.
Oldhim, yeah.
It was Oldhim. Yep. Very close. I was honestly I thought I was gonna lose for a second, but then I got a board state passing Mirage, Miragai, and Dominia, and I ended up having, because of how just the game ended up turning out, I think Dominia sat on the board for like 5 turns. That was probably the longest I've ever seen Dominia sat on the board, maybe even 6. So that was really insane.
Was that the game that I sat next to you? No way.
No.
Right?
That was a different game. That was also like crazy.
Okay.
Round 4 was, I believe, Dash. It was Dash. Yeah, I actually didn't bring in Footsteps for that matchup. I just went Mage Master Boots with Tome, and I ended up getting so much advantage that it didn't even matter. I didn't need the Footsteps because he was attacking my dragons the entire time anyways. It doesn't matter. I could have tried a fatigue plan, but he didn't start with Pounder. He started with induction chambers and such.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, his game plan I think was just to boost the enemy, do a lot of damage, and eventually set up all of his induction chambers, set up Exodia. But because of Tome of Fendel, I was able to set up multiple Ash Wings and Big Dragons at the same time, back to back, and he just couldn't. He couldn't come back from there. At that point, he didn't have enough attacks, and I had too many on hits. He had to keep blocking, or he was going to lose his items, or he was going to lose damage. So it was quite bad. Round 5 was Oldhim.
That was the round that you drew.
That was the round we drew.
Against Eric.
Yes.
Wherever he is.
Wherever
the
he
best
is.
player in A.
Yeah, that rascal. No, it's fine though. I would have won, and I know that for a factual statement because I asked to see if I could see his next 4 cards after we drew. He popped my Ghostly Touch, basically what ended up happening, and he went to a 0-card hand with 1 in Arsenal. He has no crown, he has no armor, and he draws up. I have 2 Chromais on board. He only has 1 Pauper in hand. And I have 2 Burn Them Alls. Yeah, so that's.
Yeah.
And I also have a board state of like 4 or 5 other dragons. So we would have lost the next turn. Unfortunately, we just have enough time, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. No hard feelings. Round 6 was another Oldhim, and I won that. That one was very interesting. They tried to play a lot more of the aggro, kind of like how Bravo does in the U.
I heard she was just attacking your face.
She was attacking my face. Refused to pop my dragons. Even refused to pop a Tomotai. So Tomotai ended up eating free equipment. And And then I got a mini on board. It was very, yeah, it was just, I got too many legendary dragons on board. And at that point, it was just too much in my favor.
Okay.
And then round 7 was against Icelander. They were in the Hamilton list. I was really, really close. What ended up happening is just Dromai into Icelander is not a favorable matchup for Icelander. I did, of course, have the Demise. I did have enough blues to kind of block out on arcane barrier damage, and I was blocking out on the bigger turns and just playing 0 cost or.
Did you eat the physical attack turns?
So I would use armor for the physical attack turns, and then I would usually end up. I would at the beginning I'll eat it to kind of put out a few dragons, but at the end of it, when I was at about 20 life, I would just block 2. They come up for 7 with a tome or a Vendal's Fighting Spirit, and you block 6. Block 6, take 1. You have 2 cards in hand. They don't have any other arcane damage after that. Just arsenal 1, and you just play a dragon. Then you go attack. You say, oh, here's a frostbite. You go, okay, that's fine. And then you just play another dragon. Because I have blues, I can also stop a lot of arcane barrier damage, or a lot of the arcane damage. So I just turtled up at the end there, and I was able to clutch out the win.
Nice.
Which I say clutch because I was under Channel Lake Fissure for like 4 or 5 turns, and every hand was a 4 red hand. So it was very, very difficult to get through that. But eventually I hit all my blue stack, and so it was quite nice. But yeah.
Is there anything you would change about your deck?
I think there's quite a bit of room for improvement. I don't think this is like the end all be all of Dromai. I just want to try something different from the D-reacts, just because I haven't really been enjoying them recently. And for the matchups that I think are really popular, they're not as good into right now. But you know, I do think there is reason to play them, and there's a few cards I'm looking at maybe removing the Emerald Maw Senpai for maybe some more dust ups for the mirror match, or putting in Miraging Metamorph for those matchups, Rhinar, and for Bravo. So when I build up a board state of burn them all or passing Mirages and they're ignoring them, I say, okay, well now here's 7 with Phantasm. We block it, I just footsteps, now I have 2 passing Mirages, and now you're really losing. Like, there's no way you come back at that point. Like, 2 passing Mirage, board state, and I have another attack, you lose 2 cards in hand. So they're going to just end up taking a 7, and then, so it's just a free 1 for 7 at that point. So I'm thinking about trying to put that in, but I don't know. The room is so tight these days. And I was also thinking about putting in a Red Hot. Funny enough.
Red Hot.
Red Hot,
Okay.
yeah. I hate Red Hot. I love it and I hate it. It's so bad, but so good. It's nice for matchups where they can't kill your dragons as much, which theoretically you're winning anyways. But in Tadori, you're not, because you're gonna farm your dragons. But they farm your dragons all game, and you end up having about like 7 dragons. It doesn't matter how big their Dawnblade counter is. You just go, here's 7 dragons, here's a Red Hot, take 8. Like they just die. So maybe, well, like I didn't expect Dory to be popular, but then like half the tournament today was Dory.
That was some dark technology.
Yeah, I don't understand it. So Dory meta, Red Hot. But other than that, I probably won't put it in. So I'll keep playtesting. There's a lot of room for improvement, I always feel, in the deck. So we'll see.
All right, thank you, Austin. Thank you for your Red Hot. Your Red Hot spice.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it was fun tournament. I think this is only my second big tournament I've been to. The first one was Nationals, so 5-1-1. I feel good about. You know, it's not
top 16.
Top 16. 1,000 tickets.
1,000 tickets.
Value,
All right.
crazy value. Yeah. So yeah, I feel good about it, but still more playtesting to come. So we'll see where I can find a deck from here.